when I won it. So all of that immediately they'll get in the change room. These guys are straight on their phones, family are talking, they'll see the magnitude of what they've done. Listen, they don't understand anyway, but the impact it has once you get in there and see how it travels, this news, who's played well, all of the memes that come out of these games, it's extravagant now. It's huge things, but these guys have done remarkable things here. They weren't expected when we set out on this journey in the Champions League. Real Madrid wouldn't have been in anyone's top 4 or 5 picks to win this trophy, but every single hurdle they've had, they've overcome it with grit and determination and that mental strength.
What was the sweetest moment for you? Was it on the pitch with the guys? Was it when you got back in the dressing room and it was quiet? Was it when you managed to see your family for the first time after winning it?
It's when you get over the hangover. Listen, as a footballer...
So about 3 weeks then?
Yeah, round about that. As a footballer at the top, you live under the pressure and responsibility of having to deliver every single day. You make big sacrifices. You know, no one sees the stuff you do, the preparation behind the scenes. You're preparing yourself every single day for games and the stage like this, so they deserve to enjoy it now. They live their lives under pressure, they've done it, they've delivered again. It takes a lot of pressure off now for another 12 months, but they're going to have to come back and fight for it again, because that's being part of a Real Madrid.
I had relief. It was relief for me. A lot of my feeling, it wasn't as much enjoyment, and it was just, thank God we won it. You know what I mean? Because the feeling of losing.
Do you not feel like that once you've won it a few times? If it's your first time, it's joy, but after that, then it's almost a relief because someone's going to come and take your crown.
I only won it once, so
well,
but I know what you mean.
In general.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
your one might have been slightly different. I think at the Bestec final, probably there was even more heat, more pressure on you, because I think when you're playing against, you know, fellow England players and stuff, and you know you're going away with them in the summer, it's a local game, if you like. I think there's more heat and more responsibility. You definitely have the fear of losing it more than if you're playing like tonight, Liverpool v Madrid. But they're just serial winners. 14's it's incredible. I mean, they're out on their own.
Crazy number. Look, the week began with disappointment in Madrid with the news about Kylian Mbappe, and they end the week by saying, well, do we definitely need him because we've got the young players that can deliver?
Stevie just said there, he said, imagine having a thought of what he's thinking now.
What is he thinking now then?
Well, he's definitely thinking he's a little bit richer for sure, but from a football decision, I do think in his quiet moments tonight, if he's watched that game, he'll be thinking to himself, I've just turned down the chance of joining a club that's won 14 European Cups, and they're going to be back again because they recruit top players and they've got the know-how, they've got the demand to win it. They're going to win more.
They have been quite quiet as well in the transfer market in recent years. Obviously they're rebuilding their stadium, redoing their stadium, but that just goes to show, going in for Benzema, they've got a few quid in their back pocket again. So if they're going to win the Champions League and they've got money to spend, we could see Real Madrid, well, I was going to say them back to the top. They're already at the top. They're going to kick on again.
And you know, the recruitment we spoke about again was about, it's normally Galacticos that come in this club, isn't it? They're recruiting young players, Rodrigo, Vinicius, who both impacted semis and finals now. You've got Valverde, who was assisted in the final. Camavinga coming on, impacting all the knockout phase games.
They've got the pull, haven't they? Yeah. They've got the pull worldwide. You know, they're a giant of the game. They've got the pull where, recruitment-wise, if a club like Real Madrid come for you 99 times out of 100, you go.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the goal then, actually, because, youth was at the heart of it, wasn't it?
But Modric, the pass, that's the best bit about it for me, the pass of Modric, the way he moves the ball, manipulates it, comes back on his weaker foot and just reverse ball. Oh, it's a beautiful pass. That opens it all up. And then it's about movement as well.
Fantastic pass out wide, but don't underestimate this pass. The pace and the speed that he puts on this pass is fantastic because it gives Liverpool's defenders no chance. Okay, Trent could have maybe opened his body a little bit and had more awareness where Vinicius was, but the pass takes 3 Liverpool defenders out of it just because of the speed and the accuracy.
Would you be going out there, I'm just looking at Virgil van Dijk here, Rio, would you be thinking, go on, don't close him down?
Yeah, I think especially because you've got 2 defenders in the middle of the pitch there against the 1 striker. I would have been thinking about going. You've got the wide man on the other side, but I think Van Dijk, when he looks back at it, he'll think he should have gone maybe a little bit earlier. But
do you think the overlap sort of? Yeah. He's just trying to delay, maybe.
Yeah. I think Carvajal's run has put that one little bit of element of doubt in his mind and slowed him down a little bit. And he's thought, I don't want to go too early because he just takes him out with one pass.
That's a shot, isn't it?
Well, he's putting it into a really dangerous area into that corridor. I'm not sure. I think he might have meant it. I'm not sure, unless you're going to debate that. I think he might have meant that.
What do you think?
When I first saw it, I thought it was a shot. I haven't really looked at it again to think anything otherwise. I just assumed it was a shot right at the start. But, I mean, he's just onside as well. Trent, possibly, you could say, the back post there, but it does flash across.
I think he's travelling at speed. He's at a really wide angle and he's thinking, I'm just going to thrash it across. There is a saying in football, it's a cross-come shot. He has done that, but the speed and the accuracy out of it, no Liverpool defender's got any chance to defend that, really.
OK, well, let's have a look then, talking of defending, at the way that Thibaut Courtois kept Liverpool at bay this evening. And we've said it before, what more can you do than 24 shots on goal? And this was an inspired performance from the very start of the game.
Well, two saves really do spring to mind for me, Jake. That was a good save, but you expect it. The ball's not going too quick. There was one that he flicked onto the post. I think it was this one from Sadio Mane. This was one of the saves of the game, and then there was one later on from Mo Salah as well. But that is an unbelievable save. The size of the man, he walked past us a minute ago, he is absolutely huge. And when you can get down that quick as well, you're one of the world's best.
It was almost a couple of the saves where you're looking at each other in disbelief, like, wow, how has he got there? How has he got down to that? This one here was a decent save, but the way that he moved his body, the way that he moves his feet, he looked like a man possessed today in that goal, to be honest, every time he reacted after a save.
He totally deserved man of the match. He's faced 9 shots today. The second one from Mane is a world-class save, but the last one for me was the best out of the lot because of the speed of it, the power, the touch from Salah, the way he manipulated the ball and the shot. To get that stronger arm on it and put it so high away from the goal was phenomenal.
Yeah, you saw that save before from Mo Salah curling into the corner. Normally that's a hard one to say, but he made it look easy. He got there easily.
This was the one for me. This
was brilliant. And let's be fair to Salah as well. His first touch, everything that Salah did was brilliant.
Yeah, Salah can't do no more there, really, can he?
Brilliant.
It's fantastic.
And what does it do for you as a team when your goalkeeper is performing like that?
Well, he's just giving you another life. He's just, you know what? When you're a defender, there's going to be moments when you get beat. That's a given. Sometimes the ball, the pass, the run, the movement, the timing is that good that you can do nothing about it at times. And then you need your goalkeeper to step up in moments. Normally, your goalkeeper has to come about 2 or 3 times in a game in big times, and the top keepers come up trumps. Today, 9 saves was it he had to make? It's phenomenal.
And I was surprised at his interview at the end, saying people doubt me in the UK and England.
I don't know who doubted.
I mean, everybody thinks he's a top keeper. Absolutely.
You know what he's doing? He's looking at the one comment out of about 1 million.
You know what it's like, though.
It
only takes one comment. Only takes one comment out of 1 million. And I suppose the point I'm trying to get at is, as that lifts Real Madrid and they think, hold on a minute, our keeper's inspired, at the same time it drains Liverpool, doesn't it? When you keep on creating those chances and not putting them away, you start wondering. When we were up there and we said it, with 15-20 minutes to go, it didn't feel like a Liverpool goal was coming.
I think Liverpool, to be fair to Liverpool, they kept coming, they never went away, they never got frustrated. And Liverpool are a team, they don't go away, they make you really work right to the final stages for the game. Keita had a really good chance in the game late on where he tried to go with the outside of his foot. He shouldn't have done that. He should have addressed it better and put his laces through because he was in a really good position. I think outside of that, Liverpool haven't done much wrong. 2 or maybe 3 of them saves are world class. Sometimes you've got to pay credit to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and I can't really remember Alisson making any saves at all. Even saying
he never made none. He never made none.
He came and smothered one at someone's feet. I mean, what a save!
Can you point a finger and say, "Oh, Liverpool missed a sitter or a big chance"? They never. So sometimes you've got to pay credit, hold your hand up, and say, Madrid put a masterclass on, and you come up against the goalkeeper. That was unbeatable.
Yeah. You out of practice with the mic, are you?
I've had hold of it for about 10 hours.
It does feel like that, to be fair. Don't worry. Beers are waiting somewhere, and we will bring you those beers before long. But first, we've got a little bit more still to come, including hearing, of course, from Jurgen Klopp and getting some Liverpool reaction as well. Understandably disappointed, heartbroken at the full-time whistle, came so close, created so many chances. It was a season that promised so much for Liverpool. After the break, we'll discuss where it leaves them. See you in a couple of minutes. So this evening, delight for Real Madrid, disappointment for Liverpool. Let's hear right now from the Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp with Desi.
Jurgen, it's so close. Huge effort this season. We saw last time in Kiev, you came back in Madrid. So
where's the next year? Istanbul or where? Chelsea fan. Yeah. Book the hotel.
Put it in the diary. Yeah. Thanks, Jurgen.
Welcome.
Hold on a minute. That's what Liverpool fans want to hear, isn't it?
I think that sums him up. He's disappointed. He's hurting right now, but there's no doubt about it. Him and his team will be back. Salah's already said that he's going to be here next year. I know there's a bit of noise around Mane, but why would you want to leave this Liverpool team? Because you know they're going to be competitive at the business end of the season. OK, they never won the league in the last few weeks and they've come up short tonight, but they've attacked everything and they've been, this close away from having an incredible season.
So how do we sum up the season then? Because it feels ridiculous to call it a disappointing season when you win 2 trophies, because you can't not take into account they lost the league by 1 point and they got to the final and dominated for large periods. Like, that is a part of the story.
Well, there's disappointment at the end of the season, no question about it. All those Liverpool players and fans around the world will be disappointed. But what you've got to remember is about 7 days ago we were talking about this could be the biggest, the best season of all time, ever. So you can't go from that to just saying, oh, it's disappointing. You've got to put it into perspective. 2 trophies, 1 point away from winning the league on 92 points. one step away from the Champions League. Yes, it's been disappointing at the end, but when you put it into perspective, this is a seriously good team who will pick up plenty of trophies in the future.
Yeah, they will. But there's no doubt in my mind that these guys will be on the beaches or wherever they'll be on their holidays, and they'll have huge disappointment. They'll be having nightmares about this for this whole summer. And them 2 trophies that they've won won't do anything to kind of like appease that, unfortunately. I had seasons where we won the league, we lost the Champions League on the last day, and the summer was ruined, didn't even enjoy it. So they haven't even won the league. So it's going to be a tough summer for them, but I think that the motivation's there for them guys. And like the guys said, this is a team that's going to be in contention in Europe and domestically for many seasons to come now. The way they recruit at the moment, they've been fantastic in that department, and the culture that they've got set at the club right now is one where you feel players are going to rather come to rather than wanting to leave.
The biggest thing was Jürgen signing the deal. You know they're going to be there and thereabout when the big prizes are given out. For as long as he's at this club, he's going to be challenging because he pushed them all away, and they're going to need Jürgen now to reset, get some rest, refreshen up, and come back bigger and stronger next year.
And what's the right way for him to deal with this now? Is it just to let the players go on holiday, have a break, don't think about football for a few weeks, and then come in and kind of address things?
You have to take the batteries out. These guys have been going at it. Like we said before, they've played every single game available to them in the calendar. So you've got to let them go away, recharge, take their mind off football. But that's very much easier said than done. To tell these guys to do that,
they're littered with internationals, so they've got to go and play 3, 4, 5 internationals now, which Jürgen won't like that. Yeah. But he needs to be.
Someone's got to go and qualify for a World Cup.
Exactly, but they do need 3-4 weeks at the back end of these internationals to reset physically and mentally, because they're probably going to have to play a similar number of games next year because they're a difficult team to beat.
What about as a manager? How have you found, obviously physically it's incomparable, but the mental drain of management compared to being a player?
Well, I've got about 5 minutes left of work and then I'm switching off for 3-4 weeks. I'm going away. No, you've got to because it is draining. It is 24/7, especially if you're Jürgen Klopp. You're going in a European competition as well. It's probably been relentless for him since, when would you say they returned? Early July?
Yeah.
So the guy deserves a break. He'll be on a beach next week, I'm sure, with a cold beer, a cigarette. He'll be reflecting, he'll be analysing, but he'll also remind himself that he's managing one of the best and strongest teams in the world, and he knows he's one of the best. He's calm, he's collective, and just that last comment there in the interview, he knows he'll be back, and it won't be too long.
I'll tell you what he will be a little bit worried about though is the squad in terms of those front players. Salah, yes, he said I'll stay for another year, but that just papers over a crack for a year. I'm not sure Liverpool will want him to do that extra year if he's not going to sign. All of a sudden, not going to let him go for free next summer. And of course Sadio Mane as well, so that will capture his thoughts over the next couple of weeks as well, as he's trying to relax. And
it's constant evolution though, isn't it? You don't relax at all. I'll tell you what, let's get some more reaction, because Seema is up on the platform, and look who she's with. Seema.
Thank you, Jake. Well, actually, let's just continue that conversation about Liverpool here, because it's been a sensational season for them, but in the last week it's ended in disappointment. What's the biggest thing that Liverpool will have learnt from tonight, do you think, Owen?
I thought they were unlucky. I thought Stevie said, they didn't really do anything wrong. Courtois had probably one of the best games we've ever seen from a goalkeeper in a final. He made big saves at crucial moments, and that's, he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He showed that. Real Madrid had great experience in crucial moments that helped them win the game. I don't think, Liverpool did much wrong. Real Madrid just had a game plan and it worked. Credit Carlo Ancelotti, one of the greatest managers we've ever had. With that group of players, the experience that they had, they did enough. Liverpool had a very good season. Could have been one of the best seasons ever, and it just shows you, Seema, the margins are fine. We saw it in the Premier League, only losing by a point, and now in the Champions League. So they've had a very, very good season, one of the best sides in the world of football. They'll be there again. They're too good, and they're getting better every season, Seema.
Without a doubt, Liverpool will bounce back from this, won't they, Crouchy? But Don Carlo, he strikes again. How does he keep doing it year in, year out?
No, he's an incredible manager, an incredible man. I think we need to respect Real Madrid, their performance defensively. I thought they were fantastic. They beat Paris Saint-Germain, and we always talk about how amazing the Premier League is. They've beat our 3 best teams in the Premier League, and they've done it over the course of 2 legs, and they deserve winners today.
They have that something special when it comes to this competition. What is it, Owen?
History, experience. I think Maka touched on it before the game. The fact that you're playing with so much pride. Representing the history, the great players, the iconic ones that have played here. They're all here. We saw Zidane in the crowd, Ronaldo, Raúl, Hierro was here as well. You're playing to represent those guys that created this legacy, and you can just see, even though they're under the caution, they were against Chelsea and PSG and Man City, they can hang in there. They have the experience to hang in there, take it, and then they know they're going to get a moment where they can go and win the game, and that's exactly what happened.
But Liverpool, obviously, they'll be incredibly down at the moment, and they'll think, it's so difficult to pick themselves back up, but they can look at themselves in the mirror and know they've had a fantastic season. I mean, so close to doing something that no one's ever achieved, and it's ripped away from them today, but they've had an amazing season and they'll bounce back next year.
And you think about the signings and the players that have come in. Can you imagine someone like Diaz has only been here since January? I mean, what can they achieve when he's with them for a full season?
I just think the whole squad, is fantastic. They're improving every season. Boys mentioned the recruitment is outstanding. They got one of the best managers in the world of football. They're going to be there for every trophy. Liverpool, Man City, they'll be there. Chelsea will come again. But you got to respect Real Madrid. What they're able to do here today as the underdogs, the whole competition, it's pretty remarkable. And you got to take your hat off to them. I know it's tough for Liverpool to lose, but you got to take your hat off to the champs. To hang in there, to win Champions League trophies 4 or 5 times. Carlo Ancelotti has done it 4 times. That's truly remarkable.
It is, and no doubt the party in Paris will be on late into the night for Real Madrid this evening, Jake.
Indeed, Seema. Indeed it will. In fact, they're not making any attempt to leave the pitch at the moment. You can see them over there, friends, family, photos. Quite a few of the fans have stayed inside the stadium as well, and you know what? They should absolutely make the most of this. Look, you three know how quickly the football career that feels like it will last forever disappears, so if you don't enjoy these moments, something's seriously wrong.